There are two types of teams out there. The ones that have the reputation for being good, and everybody else. And then, there's NForce. In the summer of 2009, a group of out-of-shape friends decided to create a basketball team and relive the glory days. They figured the six of them could throw on some YOLO jerseys and show up and dominate. Things really didn't go that way.
I initially thought we were going to just go in and win. We were playing in an Asian league, and I thought we were going to be bigger and stronger and faster than everybody, but basketball playing actually plays a role, and it didn't work out that way. Team concept wasn't there initially, but I thought we were going to dominate.
We were going to see where we were at. We were going to go on a little adventure, you know, see how we could come together and get back to playing like we used to, and see what pieces we needed. And obviously we turned out to where we were a little ways off from where we expected to be when we first started, but it came together. It was a fun little journey.
I honestly thought that we were going to dominate, seeing how we had some athletes. We were bigger than everybody. We had a 300-pound point forward, so I figured that we were going to get at least 6 wins that season.
6 wins my ass. Besides being terrible, the team would soon realize their biggest kryptonite.
We were very out of shape. We looked like a whole bunch of old men that had been sitting on couches just watching TV and drinking beers.
Nobody was in basketball shape, period. And we paid for it dearly.
Everybody was pretty much sucking wind after the tip-off, which was terrible.
After weeks of practice, NForce would finally play their first game in what would become a familiar opponent in Hype.
Going into the first game, I felt hype. You know, it was the first time that we were playing together. I figured we'd pull out with a W, but come to the first half, you realize that you kind of suck, and it's not 1998.
Oh, we got this. That was it. And I actually hit a 3. Was the first basket. You know, like, oh, this is easy. And then about 2 minutes later, I was gassed out of my mind.
Felt good. You know, we got out there, we got our little groove on real quick. We was warming up and stuff, and you know, you feel like old times. You feel like you're still a superhero, and then you're down by 20, and you're wondering why can't we score?
They would go on to lose their first game, 44-29, and what would be the first of many terrible performances. Despite all of their glaring issues, NForce would still manage to sneak in 1 win that season.
Who did we beat? I don't even remember.
It's terrible how happy we were that we got a win, a comeback win against a team that was... If we would have played that team in our last season, we would have beat them by 50 points. But we barely beat this team in like overtime. So it was a good feeling. It was like a relief. And it was like, okay, that's what we need to do to win. But it was sad how happy we were that we beat the terrible team that we beat. Oh my God, conditioning and the team concept it was a lot bigger than we anticipated it would be.
Damn, we got a win. First season? I can't remember that.
With only 1 win in their first season, it seemed to be their shit-talking that got them noticed, and also started a rivalry with current champions and commissioner favorite, the Trojans. After getting ran off the court week in and week out, NForce would expand their roster and get new black uniforms. None of this shit helped.
Going into season 2, we felt like after playing 1 season, we kind of, know what we're dealing with now. We know the teams, we know how everybody plays, we know that everybody else's personnel. So we figured, okay, we're gonna go get cool uniforms, and maybe we'll add a couple people here and there. But we know what we're up against, so we'll do better than just having 1 win. Probably end up getting 2, maybe 3, 4 if we're lucky, but definitely more than 1.
We're gonna do better than last season. We're in a little bit better shape. We know who we're playing against. We'll be okay.
The mindset going into season 2 is that we were going to be better. That we were going to be. We had finally put together another mix. We had finally added a couple new players and had some experience from what we had gone through in the first season. And there's no way we could be as awful as we were the first time.
Kepi would get hurt after the first game and miss 2 weeks with a sprained MCL, but proved to be a valuable cheerleader. Keenan was on vacation for more than half the season and only played in 4 games. It was beginning to look like more of the same in season 2.
Yeah, it was rough. I mean, it's never been a thing for me about playing time, so it's been a thing since the end of season 1. When am I going to get some damn rest? So not having some damn bodies really hurt us. The MCL thing was weird. I don't know how he got that diagnosed when he got it diagnosed. I don't know. I think his knee just hurt, and he just didn't feel like playing. But I think his attitude might have changed because we were losing. We weren't winning. You know what I mean? So Kev might not have just, he just, my knee hurts and he just used the MCL or something because, I don't know, he heard it on television or something, but he didn't want to play. Keenan was just missing in action. I don't think he really cared as much as the rest of us. But vacation, I missed games for the vacation, but I don't know. When you only got 5 people, it's really hard to play a full game against a team that might have like 10. That just rotates their whole roster on you and you're like gassed, like you just ran like a half marathon.
It's tough anytime you have like 7 players going into a 10-man rotation. You have no backups for guys, and we were all out of shape anyways for the most part. So to miss 2 guys that were going to play significant minutes obviously takes its toll because if I believe or remember correctly, there was plenty of games where we were in it in the first half. And we was playing pretty good, and it was like we were down 4 or we were up 6 or whatever. It was even. And then you get to the second half, and then it was just like, I'm running in sand.
And then there were the new additions, starting with Joel, the savvy vet who showed promise but only played in 2 games because he was either hurt or flaking, or some weird combination of the two.
Joel was awesome.
Joel was cool. Joel, I picked him up from work, and he was an older cat, but he could play. He knew how to play. The problem was Joel's ass was only around for about a game and a half. After that, nobody could find the dude. It was like trying to get a hold of the president.
Reggie is a different story. He was once a key contributor on teams in the past. He was expected to have a major contribution and impact on the basketball court. While he did show flashes in a game or two, he mainly looked like trash can juice.
Reggie is the epitome of get on the court and do nothing at all. That dude would just be, I'm here, I showed up for my uniform, yeah, I'll be down there on defense next time. I'll be down on offense next time. We thought we had something because we played with Reggie in high school, but he wasn't the same kind of player. It was terrible.
Reggie was just there to get a uniform. Reggie used to be able to play ball with us back in the day, but this wasn't, 2000. This is years later, and Reggie basically forgot how to bend his knees and play basketball at this point. So he was just there just to hang out, get a uniform, talk some trash, and say that he did some stuff that he actually didn't do.
You knew at one point in time he could hit some shots and make some plays. But now, not quite sure.
Needless to say, NForce would struggle once again in Season 2 and only win 1 game. Were things ever going to get any better? Next time on NForce, the documentary.
We had what we thought was going to be the new center of NForce basketball.
We thought we had this beast of a big man.
The absolute worst of the worst of the worst, etc., with honors. He was terrible.